back to ASX Market Watch. Hey, thanks a lot for joining me today. It's been pretty good over the last couple of weeks while I had been away on holidays, and now the market's sort of starting to move again. It's starting to break out of its little ABC corrections and its little ranging patterns. It's really great to see that the market's moving again, and it's really good to have you here to check it out and check out the markets with me. I'm looking at 3 or 4 today, actually, probably the All Ordinaries or the ASX Top 200, the Dow Jones, the FTSE, and of course the Hang Seng, just to get a really broad idea of where everything is heading. And I'm looking at it on a shorter term basis today, so where we might be heading over the next couple of weeks, simply because I'm in the middle of changing my data provider and charting tools at the moment, which is a really interesting process, let me tell you. Once you get used to one way of doing things, sometimes it is hard to change. But the first thing, thanks heaps for joining me, and the first one we're looking at is the ASX Top 200. This one's really simple. We're looking over the last 6 months of data. It's a daily chart, so each one of these bars is 1 day. And as you can see, we've had our trendline cross. This was back in, if I can get the date, it was around the 20th of April, 2010, and we had our little zigzag down, and that gave us our short-term exit signal around the 22nd of April. Since then, the market has tanked, and now it's gone in this little ABC correction pattern. As you can see, it's a zigzag up, A, B, C, and now the market is starting to fall again. With an ABC pattern, and this happened over really only a couple of weeks, probably 3 or 4 weeks, maybe around a month maximum. This ABC pattern, usually these ABC patterns are correction patterns in the larger trend. So as you can see, we've gone down, and that's really in 5 waves as well, almost. We've got our ABC correction pattern there, and now the market is starting to go down. It's gone down through our trend line as well. So trend lines is one of the simplest tools that I personally use, and it is now crossing it. So short term, looking at still in a down to sideways movement on the ASX Top 200. Some stocks are bucking the trend, but only very few. So usually you'll trade in the direction of the overall trend, which at this stage is currently down. Next one looking at is the Dow Jones. Again, only have 6 months of data. Sorry about that, but I will have more because, as I said, I'm just in the process of changing. With the Dow Jones, again, really simple stuff. Looking at the trend line, which was crossed in where are we? On the 27th of April. So the Dow was a little bit stronger, and it still is stronger because, as you can see, it's got these long bars here, and even if I just enlarge that a little bit, still on a daily chart, as you can see, it's gone down throughout the day and closed back up on its highs, and the Dow Jones has not been able to close below these long-tailed bars. So these single bars are the bars that are holding up the market as such at the moment. And really checking out single bar analysis is a great way to look at the markets. Some people base their entire methodologies on it. I prefer to use other things like trend lines as well, but that is one good way to do it. And so yeah, currently the Dow Jones, even though it is in a downtrend at the moment, would really have to have a higher peak and a higher trough on a daily chart to be heading upwards again. So it still is in a downtrend, but it is looking the strongest out of the 3 Western markets at the moment. So the FTSE, the Dow Jones, and the ASX Top 200. Now the next one looking at is the FTSE. This one's looking really similar to the ASX Top 200. As you can see, it's crossed the downtrend line here, and then crossed the uptrend line. So we're back in a downward sort of market on a short-term basis. As you can see, we've got an ABC correction on a daily chart here as well. And I would highlight that, but I'm just still trying to get used to the tools on this charting program as well. But as you can see, it's got the ABC correction, and then it's heading down. So really, on a short-term basis, the FTSE is in a downward trend as well. Last but not least, we said last week there's the Hang Seng. It's really looking to be heading on a medium to longer term basis on into its 5th wave. Now I can't show you the longer term implications of this, but we're looking at between 25,000 and 30,000 on the longer term basis. The market did stop falling at the end of its longer term ABC correction here. As you can see, it's a big one, so it's over 6 months instead of just 1 month, like our other mini ones. And now the market is starting to rise on the Hang Seng, and so it's doing really well. It's doing pretty much exactly what we'd expected it to do. as per previous market watches, which is always nice. Looking at this trend line here, it could find a resistance at 22,200. That'll be the next point of resistance for the Hang Seng. Otherwise, over the longer term, I'd expect it to head to 25,000. At least if my Elliott Wave counts are correct on the Hang Seng, which so far it seems to be doing okay. Alright guys, yeah, I know that was a short one. Next week I will have heaps more data, which is always good. I love my data, and the more of it I have, the better I feel. But on a shorter term basis, we've got two markets heading down, the Dow Jones heading down and sideways, but looking the stronger out of the three Western markets, and the Hang Seng heading upwards on a short term basis, and hopefully if the Elliott Wave proves correct on a longer term basis as well. Check out the site, it's asxmarketwatch.com. Got all the tools there so you can actually learn how to do it yourself. Really easy to do, and as I said, you don't need any fancy tools or anything like that, which is the main thing. So yeah, check it out if you're so inclined. Otherwise, I'll see you next week with more data and hopefully better charts to see you through. Alright, see you guys.